Welcome to my channel, dear friends. So today we are going to discuss about the white matter of cerebrum. So before going to see this, please subscribe to my channel. And this is a continuation of the short videos class. So in this today's class, we are going to see the white matter of cerebrum. So the outside part of the cerebrum, we can identify the cell bodies are present. So outside part is called as cerebral cortex. Inside part, so here you can identify the cerebral cortex. So outer surface of the cerebrum and the brain, we can identify the gray matter, which is consisting of the cell bodies. And inside, we can identify this white color one structure is called as the white matter. That is nothing but the axons of the neurons which are extending inside. So they are called as the white matter of cerebrum. And in this picture, we can identify clearly how the fibers are which are extending down and extending and connecting the other areas of the brain. The classification of the fibers are association fibers, projection fibers, and commercial fibers. Association fibers. Association fibers are the fibers which are connecting the gyri of the same cerebral hemisphere. So as we all know that there are two cerebral hemispheres for that. So in every cerebral hemisphere we are having different gyri. So all the gyri, they are connected with each other. Means in one cerebral hemisphere the gyri are connected with each other by these association fibers. So there are two association fibers over there. One is short association fibers and long association fibers. So the short association fibers, they are connecting two adjacent gyri. Long association fibers which are connecting the gyri which are far from each other. In this picture we can identify cingulum. It is an example for long association fibers. And this is uncinate fasciculus. It is also an example for long association fibers. And superior longitudinal fasciculus, it is also example for long association fibers, which is extending from the frontal lobe to the occipital lobe and also to the temporal lobe. In this picture, we can identify how it is extending from anterior to posterior and also from anterior to the inferior. And this is the scan image of this superior longitudinal fasciculus. Inferior longitudinal fasciculus, it is also an example for long association fibers. It is extending from the area number 18 to area number 22. Fronto-occipital fasciculus, it is also extending as the superior longitudinal fasciculus. Next one is the projection fibers. Projection fibers are the fibers which are connecting from one part of the brain to the other part of the brain. Say, here you can identify from the cerebrum, it is connecting to the other parts, means basal ganglia and pons, medulla oblongata, any part. They are connected with each other by these projection fibers. Example for this is the corona radiata. So as the shape of this corona radiata, it is appearing like the crown. That is why it's named like that. And this is a scan image of the corona radiata. This blue color one is nothing but the corona radiata. And then another example is the internal capsule. There is a V-shaped fibers which are extending. So the location of this internal capsule is present lateral to the thalamus and medial to this caudate nucleus and the reniform nucleus. The parts of the internal capsule is anterior limb, genu, and the posterior limb. Other parts are retrolentiform, means behind the lentiform nucleus, and sublentiform, below the lentiform nucleus. So it is also another image of the internal capsule. The corticoponentine fibers. The fibers which are present in the internal capsule are the corticoponentine fibers. Then commercial fibers. Commercial fibers are the fibers which are connecting right and left cerebral hemisphere. These are all the types of commercial fibers: corpus callosum, anterior commissure, posterior commissure, hippocampal commissure, and habenular commissure. Let us see the corpus callosum. So the parts of the corpus callosum is rostrum, genu, trunk or body, and splenium. So from anterior to posterior, rostrum, this curve is called as genu, and then this upper part is called as body or trunk, and posterior part is called as splenium. Then coming to this anterior commissure, rostrum, it is continuing as the anterior commissure. Posterior commissure, just it is present below the splenium of corpus callosum, below the pineal body, we can identify the posterior commissure. And hippocampal commissure, it is connecting right and left hippocampal formations. And in this picture, we can identify the posterior commissure, habenular commissure. It is extending from posterior to anterior. Then corpus callosum over here. Then fornix, thalamic radiation, and deer commercial. These are all connecting right and left cerebral hemispheres. Thank you.